Hello, welcome back to Hooking Is a Lifestyle. As promised, here is the throw that I want to make, and I am going to make it with you guys on camera so you can follow along with me, or you can just go and get the pattern, and it's going to be listed down below. It's by Lion Brand, and in this pattern they used the Vanna's Choice yarn. I'm going to be using Red Hard, and I'm going to be using worsted weight yarn here, Super Saver, in the color Cherry Red. I want my throat to be red. That is the theme I have going in my living room. So anyway, so this is the throw that I want to make, and it's so simple and easy. It's just made with V stitches, and then it has the fringe at the bottom and on the top also. So on both ends there's fringe, like so. So we're going into the pattern. Let me just make this bigger, and it's called the 5.5 hour throw because you should be done with it in 5.5 hours. so they say. Anyway, sometimes life takes over and you can't finish it in 5.5 hours. But so here it gives you the details of everything that you need to do. The pattern is here. It says that you're going to be needing a cardboard the size of 11 inches, and this is to make the fringe, to wrap the yarn around it and cut the fringe that way, so it could be 11 inches long. So here's my cardboard. I just had this laying around. This is from something I had gotten, which is this punch board, and it's exactly 11 inches, well, a little bit over 11 inches. So I'm going to be using that to make my fringe with. And then I'm going to be using, it says also you need an S hook. I have this one here. I don't remember ever using this. Maybe I have, I don't remember, but yeah, I have a whole bunch of big hooks that I've never used, and what a great time to use them. I think it's going to be fun making this. You could just sit back, watch TV while you work this up. It should be easy and fast. And to start off, it says you're gonna need 3 strands of yarn, of course, because it's Vanna's Choice, which is also a worsted weight yarn, and you're gonna chain up 67 by holding all 3 strands together. So like I showed you in the previous video, we're gonna use the method that I showed you, which is using just 1 strand of yarn to make it into a bulky yarn. So we're gonna start it off like so. Just gonna get my yarn here situated. I have too much going on. Let me just put all this to the side. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna start my yarn by doing the S. Remember how we do the S? I hope you remember. Just by going like that. Let me just do it small so you can see. So I take my strand of yarn and I create an S, like so. Hope you can see that. And then you're gonna grab it in the middle to start working with that yarn, and you're gonna start by doing a slip knot. Okay, but I'm gonna make this a little bigger. I just wanted you to see it on the camera because it was invisible. So I'm just gonna do what I just did, grab it in the middle, and I have my yarn in place. I'm just gonna hold it like this. I'm gonna make my slip knot, and I'm gonna start my chain of 67. So I'm making a slip knot, boom. I'm gonna insert my hook in there, like so, and just gonna go to town. Here's my first. Now I gotta get used to this big old hook. So here's my first chain. That's 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna pull on my yarn again. Remember, we take this and we put it over the strand of yarn, and then we pull through, and we keep pulling until we can't stretch our arm anymore, so we can extend our yarn So that was 2 chains I made, going on 3, 4, and just continue to do this until you have your 67 chains. Alright, so I have my chain of 67, and it wasn't easy for me because I'm not used to these big hooks. So it took me a little bit of time, and I undid it a few times, but I finally got it together. And then in order to make sure that you have your 67, and I always like to count before I move on to the next step, I always count my chains to make sure, because you can easily make a mistake. So all you need to do is count these parts right here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So I have 67. Now for the next part, let me pull out. I know you have to skip 5. Now I just want to make sure. I don't want to get it wrong. So here it says, okay, so chain 67, and it says double crochet in the 5th chain from the hook, chain 1, double crochet in the same chain, you made a V-stitch, you skip 2, and then you do another V-stitch, and then right, and V-stitch, and then you repeat that all the way to the last, and then you skip the 2, you chain 1, I'm sorry, repeat that to the last 2 chains, and then skip 1 chain and double crochet in the last chain. So that's what you're gonna do. So I'm just gonna demonstrate it here, and I'm gonna show you from start to finish. And I am going to double crochet in the 5th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my 5th chain. So I usually go to the back and do it in the bump, not this time, because this mess here will confuse me. So I'm just gonna do it the way that I see fit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm gonna double crochet into this chain right here. Okay. As usual. Like I said, I gotta get used to these strands like this. So there is my first double crochet, and then this here will count as your first double crochet of the row, because remember in the directions it says to end with 1 double crochet, right? So that is that chain 3, which was the chains that we skipped, makes it a chain 3, which makes it the first double crochet. So here I'm gonna chain 1, and then I'm gonna double crochet right back inside that same space for a V-stitch. All right, so there you have it. You have a double crochet. I hope you can see that. And then this is your V here. So now it says you have to skip over 2 and do a V-stitch into that 3rd stitch. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Skip 2, and I'm just gonna grab it here and make my V-stitches. My V-stitch there. I gotta learn how to expand this a little bit. I'm a tight crocheter, so that's gonna be a little difficult. Chain 1, and then double crochet right back into that same space. And if you don't want to do it this way, that you don't want to use this mess that I have here with the 1 ball of yarn, just buy yourself some bulky yarn if you have the money, or if you have it in your stash, and all you have to do still is use just 1 strand, which is size 6 bulky. You get yourself a size 6 bulky and you use the S hook, and you get the same outcome. Or if you want, you get the 3 balls of yarn and get the 3 strands of yarn and do it that way. So there's no wrong or right way here. Again, you're gonna skip 2, and in that 3rd you're gonna do another V-stitch. So I'm gonna continue to do this, and I'm gonna come back when I'm at the end to make that last double crochet. Chain 1. I need to pull on my yarn again, just so you can see. I'm pulling on that yarn as far as I can. I chained 1 already, so now I'm gonna get this right so I can know what I'm doing. I'm gonna put another double crochet into that same space, and I'll meet you back then. All right, so here I am at the end. I'm gonna make my last V-stitch, and I'm gonna make the last double crochet of the row. This is the end of our work, so I'm just gonna show you. This was as you go on working with the yarn this way, it gets easier. It's a little tricky knowing where the spaces are, but you just have to eyeball it and make sure that you're in the right spot. See, I have to skip this one, and then go into this one here. I hope you can see that it's not turning. So skip that one, and that one, and then I'm gonna go into this one to make my last V-stitch. I'm gonna go like so, make a double crochet, I'm gonna chain one, and then another double crochet into that same space, just like you normally would. Make a double crochet just like so. So that's my last V-stitch, and then the last one is gonna be a double crochet. So we skip one, we're gonna skip that one right there, we're gonna go into this one and make one double crochet, and this is how you end this first row of your V-stitches. So there it is, here it is, here how it looks, and I want to count how many V-stitches I have. I don't know if the pattern tells you exactly how many V-stitches there is, so I'm gonna check on that now. Let's see, does it tell me the first row is gonna be, no, it doesn't tell you how many V-stitches, but I'm gonna count them anyway to see. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 21 V-stitches. All right, and now to begin row 2, from now on, row 2 to row 39, you're gonna do the same exact thing. So I'm gonna do this first row with you, which is row 2, and then I'm gonna do the rest off camera and come back when I'm on row 39, and then we'll do the fringes. So okay, so now it says to chain 3, turn. That's gonna be your first double crochet, the chain 3, and then you're gonna do a V-stitch in the chain 1 space, across, all the way across, and then we're gonna do 1 double crochet into the last space, which was the chain 3 that we began with. All right, so I'm just gonna show you here. I'm gonna do my chain 3. First, let me pull on my yarn, because I'm gonna need more yarn than this. And remember what we do? We put it like that over, and then we just pull on that strand of yarn that's still attached to the ball, so we could get our 3 strands together. So we chain 1, 2, and 3, and then we're gonna turn our work. So I'm just gonna grab it and pull it around like this. Okay, so this is the other side of our work, and now I'm gonna do a V-stitch, and now this is my chain 1 space right here. This is the first V-stitch, so this is the middle of it. So I'm gonna put my first V-stitch in there. That's why it's simple. It's just the getting used to this 3 strands and this big hook for some of us. And then another double crochet in the same space to make a V-stitch. I hope I wasn't the camera when I did that. Okay, like that. So that's how your work should look, and it's gonna look, can't wait to see the end result, because I've been dying to make this this blanket, this throw, I should say, so I could throw it on my recliner for cozy nights when it's chilly and I'm watching my TV and I need something to cover myself up. I'll just grab this baby right here. So anyway, so I'm gonna continue on and find my next V-stitch, which shouldn't be hard. It's right here. This is my next V-stitch, so in there I'm gonna put another V-stitch. Well, I need to do that again. That didn't come out right at all. Let me pull out my yarn. chain 1 and another double crochet inside that same space. And you're going to continue to do that in every V-stitch across until you get to the last space, and I'll meet you back there. Alright, so this is going to be my last V-stitch of the second row. I'll finish it off here. And then we're going to find that chain 3 together to make our last double crochet. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off camera as usual. Let me pull on my yarn. This. Okay, so I chain 1 and I need another double crochet in there. Here we go. Okay, so now to find the top of the chain 3. Oh, that's simple, it's right there. So this is a double crochet right here from that V stitch from the previous round. So the top of the chain 3 will be right there next to it. So I'm just gonna scoot it over like that, switch it over like this, like turn it so I can see it correctly, and I'm gonna double crochet in there. So I'm just gonna turn it like so, and I'm just gonna go right in there and make my last double crochet. And there we go. So that's the end of row 2. So beautiful. And then we will just continue to do row 2 until we have 39 rows, and I'll meet you then. All right, so I have done 39 rows exactly, and it is big. It is a really big blanket, and I am so loving it. And of course, as soon as I turn on the camera, the noise starts. So I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but I'm gonna do the last shell here and finish it off so we can continue on with the pattern. And I'm just going to show you the next step in the pattern. I have it here in my, on my iPad. Let me open it up real quick. Alright, so here's the pattern. Let me open it. So we ended here where we had to do 2 through 39. So we're going to finish that off, and then it says we have to weave in. We gotta fasten off and then weave in our ends, and then we're gonna start on the side of the blanket to make single crochets evenly spaced out along the side edge of throw. Repeat on both sides, opposite sides of the throw, and then we have to do the fringe part. So I'm gonna fasten off and get it done now. So let me just put my last, and let me tell you that it was so much easier as you went on to get used to the big hook and the 3 strands of yarns like that together. So it really got easier for me, and I really enjoyed making it. It was a breeze going through this. Like that's why they call it a 5.5 what do you call it, a 5.5 hour throw, because it goes by fast. But I mean, it took me a couple of days because, you know, life takes over. You got to do other things. So here I'm gonna put the last double crochet in that chain 3, the top of that chain 3. So, and then I gotta get my scissors and cut here. Let me expand this yarn a little bit so I can be able to cut it. Let me get a scissor, because then this we have to weave in. So I'm just gonna cut it there, a nice length, so we can weave that in. So I think this will be good. I think that's a good enough. So cut it there. All right, so I'll put my yarn to the side, and I'm gonna pull it through, and there. So I'm not gonna worry about it now. I'll weave it in later, and then I'm just gonna turn it. This is gonna be the side of my work. This is the side of my work, and I'm gonna start from this end, which is the end of the throw, and I'm gonna work up on the side of this afghan to do a single crochet. Well, actually, let me start on this side since I'm already here. So I'll start on this side, all the way to the end of your work. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my yarn again, and we're gonna do the same exact thing. We're gonna do 3 strands of yarn, right? Because we gotta do the single crochets. And I'm gonna pick it up like that and do my slip knot. Here we go. Put it on my hook, and then I am going to cast on here, and I want to start, let me see, I'm going to start in that double crochet, that first double crochet. So I'm going to do them, let me just show you where I'm going to put the single crochets in. I'm going to put them in here, in these spaces, wherever there's a space like so, I'm going to put them there. You can see that wherever you have a space, just put it in there. Don't go into the stitches, it's just going to make it harder. Just go in between the double crochets. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to just cast on by slip stitching in there. And sometimes it's easier if I just grab my work, because like I said, I crochet tight for some reason. But there it is, I'm in there. So let me pull on my work, my yarn, to expand it, make it longer, and I'm gonna crochet, single crochet right in there, just like so. Again, I gotta pull on my work. There you go. So that's our first single crochet there. So you join, and then you make a single crochet, and then you just single crochet your way. I hope I'm in frame. You single crochet across. I'll find my next space. It's gonna be this one right here. I'm just gonna go in there and make another single crochet. So just do that on both sides, and we'll meet up again when it's time to do the fringe, which should be not so hard to do. First we gotta cut up the yarn, and then put them together. It shouldn't be that hard, just time consuming, I guess. And there. I hope you can see that, because this thing is so big, so it's a little difficult getting it on the camera. There goes another space that I want to go into right here, right in between there. I'm just gonna put my hook right in there, like that. Here's another space that I want to go into. Just put my hook and single crochet. Alright guys, I'll meet you back. Alright, so I did the single crochet on that side and on this side, and I'm done, and you can see how big this thing is. It is beautiful. This is the side of it. Just beautiful. I really, really love it. Just to show you that it's complete. Now all I have to do is put the fringe on this side and the opposite side. Now where you did the single crochet, which was on the sides of the throw, but we want to do it at the end of the throw and at the beginning of the throw, if that makes sense. So let's get started on the fringe. Alright, so here I have my cardboard. Let me turn off this fan so it won't be so noisy in here. And I have my scissors, and this is 11 inches, and what it says is to take the yarn and just wrap around the board like so. Oops, let me hold on to this end over here. And for each how can I explain it, for each part of the spaces where you're gonna go in through and put the fringe, let me just show you here so you can see that. Way too far, right there. So in each part you're gonna need 9 strands of yarn, and this is where you're gonna put the strands at. It shows you in the picture, you can see it clearly where you need to go. So we're gonna cut up the yarn. I'm just gonna wrap it around. I'm not even gonna count. I'm just gonna wrap until I have a whole bunch, and just cut them off. And then what you're gonna do is just cut them on one side. It says just cut one side. So just wrap your yarn. You're gonna need a lot of them. I don't know how many. So I'm just gonna wrap, And maybe I can just push to the side. Let's see. No, maybe no. But if we can get it closer together, then even better. I'm just trying to be fast about this. So here we go. So we cut an ear at the end. That's 3 so far. Another 4. A few more, and boom. And then, see, this one didn't cut. So I'm just gonna grab it from the ends so you can see your fringe how it looks. So continue to do that. Remember, you need 9 strands for each hole that you're gonna put them through. In that pattern, they use 3 different colors, so they needed 3 of each color. Since we're just using one, I'm just using one color. I'm just gonna cut it all in red. So when we have all our yarn cut up like this, we're just gonna attach it to the throw. So I'll meet you back when I have enough strands of yarn to attach to my throw. Alright, so I cut a whole bunch of fringe. Now, I was gonna say, if you don't want that much of a fringe, like that many strands held together to put on your piece, then make it 6 strands instead of 9 strands. And if you want it smaller than that, then yeah, do 4, whatever you please. It's your Afghan, you do as you please, right? You can alter it any way you want. That's the beauty of crochet, that you can make it take something and make it your own. So I have 8, 9. I'm gonna take 9 from here. And I'm gonna put these to the side. And I'm just gonna show you how to do it. I'm just gonna do this one time with you on camera, and then you can do the rest on your own. And the video will end here. And I will show pictures of my finished work right after the end of the video, so you can see how mine turned out. But I'm just going to show you how to put these strands now. So I'm just trying to get them evenly as possible at the top here. Oh, my battery's about to die, so I need to switch batteries real quick before I start doing this. So let me put this down. I'm going to change batteries. Alright, change my battery. Alright, so I'm going to take my 9 strands, and I'm just going to start at the end over here. And I'm thinking I'm going to put my first 9 here, which is the space where the last double crochet went in. And then every other one I'm going to put in between the shell, which is in the chain 1 spaces. So you want to attach them there in the chain 1 spaces. And then, like I said, the first one I'm gonna attach here. And it says to use your hook. Your hook is gonna be too big. I'm gonna use my fingers, and I'm just gonna throw them in there like so. You can use your hook if you want a smaller hook. And I have them through, as you can see here. I put it right through, and then all you have to do is create a knot, and that's it. That's as simple as that. Just make sure that you fold them halfway and that they're even on both ends. So you can see it's not gonna be perfect. You can cut off the ends if you want, that's fine. So I'm just gonna make a knot here and make it tight like so. If you want to make a double knot, you can do that, and I think I'm gonna do that so they don't come apart. I'm gonna make another double knot right there, and that's it. And you added your first fringe there. Let me do one more in the chain 1 space. Let me see, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 here. Put this back, and I'm just gonna straighten them out as best as I can. So I'm gonna grab them by the ends like this and just put them all together like so, just making sure that they're all about as even as they can get, and then just straighten them out like that. Make sure that I have 9. That's 3, 6, 9. Yeah, so I got 9. And again, I'm just gonna put it in the chain 1 space. So I'm just gonna put my fingers through there and just grab it like so, and just pull one end in and leave the other out, just like so. And then again, we'll fold it in half, make sure that they're even, and then I can make my knot, just like so. So I did one knot, now I'm gonna do another. there goes your fringe. So I'm gonna continue to do mine. Whoops, this is not part of the fringe. That's my end that I need to weave in. So I'm gonna continue to add my fringe, and like I said, this is gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe to be notified of more videos just like this one. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you on the next one.